Welcome, patrons, and here we are with week 2 of the People's Orders from the People's Treaty, which is, if you aren't already aware, a bizarre set of policies or demands or complaints, sort of endless grievance, mostly brain farts, of Dylan Didge Wilson and his cooker mates. He's thrown it all open and said, come in and tell us what you want done.
Exactly. It's crowdsourcing. So basically the website prompts people to, quote, please browse through these orders by the people of Australia and vote on every order you can with the comfort of knowing there are no consequences in standing up for yourself or the truth.
There's no consequences when you're dealing with the truth, Joel. Okay. And if you are in agreement, it says, with the People's Treaty and wish to have your will to be implemented in unity with other free Australians.
Question mark. Why?
The grammar. Why? The grammar, guys. Please know your anonymity will be protected at all times, up until and only when the will of the people is implemented without negotiation.
Oh, and then you get credit for your idea? Like, what?
I just love this. We're just going to throw open the web to every crazed fucking idiot. And whatever they write down, we're just going to fucking put it, we're going to bang it in.
Yeah.
And there'll be no negotiation. We just demand it. What a fucking word salad. Trust me, folks, it doesn't get any better. And that's what half the fun's about.
I mean, it really is. It's the reason why we're doing this, because a lot of these are very badly written, and that means they're very hard to read. You could hear me reading the first one like a primary school kid, because you really do have to slow down and read it, because it doesn't flow. There's no fucking sense to it. Like, they don't make any sense, but they're very funny. And that makes also a really easy episode to create, because let's face it, they've written the jokes for us. So let's just get stuck into it. Let's
get started. I mean, look, a couple of the orders or wills deal with the education system, because clearly some of these people have failed badly or been failed badly by a terrible system.
I can see their grievances.
So where we left off last week, it was Order 124. We're counting forwards. This is Order 123. It is my will that all sex offenders be placed on a public list with harsher penalties for sex offenders.
Okay.
Now, short of the death penalty, which a lot of the cookers want, I don't know what the problem is here. We have a sex offenders register here.
We do, yeah.
And anyone can basically access it. Well, depending on the state you're in. WA, go for your life, If you want to, if you think the bloke next door looks a bit weird, bang him into the sex offenders register in WA and see if he comes up.
See what comes up.
Yeah, look. The problem with making sex offenders register public to every fuckknuckle is you can easily have sort of posses and more hanging, going down the road. Jesus, Bunnings would be saying, by gee, we've sold a lot of rope this month.
Yes, exactly.
Go on.
A very interesting thing with the public list thing. So in America, the sex offenders list is very public. But one thing that I found blew my mind, a friend of mine showed me in Louisiana, is at service stations, they have fucking newspapers with mugshots and wacky stories about people getting arrested. And they have these things they call it Hard Times or Prison Weekly. I've got 5 or 6 of the copies somewhere in one of my boxes, and they actually have a fucking newspaper full of mugshots of people and what they did and what their court progress is. It's insane. Jail fetishism in the US is crazy. So basically, it is my will that you move to the US. You've got all of this. They basically cut sex offenders' dicks off over there, and they have a list that is pretty much in the school wavelength newsletter. So look, just move to the States. That's what you're going to do.
If you want to, by all means, go to the States, because there is that fantastic moment in The Big Lebowski where John Turturro, the Jesus...
yeah. Do not fuck with Jesus.
Do not fuck with the Jesus, has to go and knock on doors and let his neighbourhood know that
8-year-olds, dude.
He is a sex offender. And we do have that magnificent moment that cuts beautifully, just as a large human being answers the door with John Turturro about to explain that he is a registered sex offender.
That's where I actually learned the word pederast. I didn't know what pedophile, pederast. I didn't know the difference.
Yeah,
and,
there is a distinction.
and
Yes.
they said he's a pederast, dude. 8-year-olds, dude. 8-year-olds. It's a great film. Great film. 8-year-olds, dude. 8-year-olds.
Alrighty, order 122.
Oh, this is not much better. It is my will to have
Here we
an
go.
overhaul of the entire capital E
There we
education
go.
system.
Education.
What is taught to our children and who is teaching our children, brackets,
Ooh.
new revamped police checks, working with children checks more frequently. So
Yeah.
less freedom.
Yeah.
That's what we want. Less freedom.
Less pedophiles teaching our children.
Yes, well, yeah, because they always come up on the checks, don't they? I would like to see subjects taught like budgeting, how to manage a home, relationship strategies, how to cook, sew, mend clothes, how to upcycle, how to grow their own food, and how to read and understand food labels. I'm waiting for the other parenthesis, but it's not coming.
It just didn't close.
That bracket ain't going to close. How to use initiative and think for themselves, vague.
Yeah.
This is only a few tasks mentioned that I believe have limited or non-existent in traditional learning. Have been limited. Or
No, yes, you
was
sold
my
it
bad.
short there, because she's obviously been one of the beneficiaries of Australia's education system.
The ducks at the high school.
Fucking word salad
If
there.
she got there. Yeah.
How to
bad.
upcycle? What do you want? You want a fucking cheese board made out of fucking crushed VB cans? I mean, what are we doing here? And how to read and understand food labels? Listen. This is hard. This is an afternoon for children, right? This doesn't take up a big chunk in the syllabus. You fucking idiot.
These people have to spend their lives in fear of E numbers, though. And like the thing is, if I look at a package and I see an E number, guess what? It's the internet. Things are in your pocket. I can look it up. I just go E490 and it tells me what it is. And I go, oh, okay, there we go. I used to look up for sulfites and preservatives and things like that just to see what they're like. That's something that you just learn by existing. Why don't you teach a fucking kid that? It's a 2-minute lesson. But the thing is, if you look at this, all right, so basically, budgeting was in maths, and I was really good at that and nothing else. How to manage a home, weird and vague. Relationship strategies, it's called personal development, unless your fundy parents signed you out of it. It did happen. How to cook, food tech, idiot. Sewing, there was a fucking sewing class. Upcycling, weird. How to grow your own food? What are you, living on a farm? Calm down. And how to understand food labels, my parents taught me that. Using initiative and thinking for yourselves, teach your kids to go to university, because that's where I really learned critical thinking in a way that really changed me. Guess what? You hate academics, and you think they should all be hung. So
because most of them are pedophiles who will go and teach your children. This is what we're talking about. Statistically, this will really blow her mind. Statistically, basically, if you've got a priest near a child, that is the most likely form of pedophilia.
Problematic.
In just simple maths.
Yep.
Simple maths. Yeah. Simple probabilities. Get a priest anywhere near your child and you're in trouble.
Friends and family members. Uncle fucking Kenny. I mean, it's just endless.
Yeah, but
there's going to be a boogeyman.
Just on the numbers. Priests and clerics. Yes, anyway.
That was gibberish. It was bullshit.
Look, it was terrible. Oh, and we've got another education one coming up, which is even more outstanding. Here is Order 121, and this is very close to my heart. It is my will to bring attention to a secret religion. Oh, my God. Slash society. Washed upon the shores, with an apostrophe, of this nation with the great white fleet. What?
Okay.
It's called the Freemasons in capital. Dun, 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 dun.
It really does. It gives you that ominous tone.
Freemason members throughout the Commonwealth judiciary and government. No full stop. They run schools, hospitals and charities, yet their business is kept in secrecy.
It's so hard
We,
to read.
the people, I, the person, really, demand for transparency. We want the Freemasons to tell us who their members are. Perhaps we could wear something. Perhaps they could wear something on their lapels.
A yellow star, possibly.
Yes. We want the institutional sexual abuse to stop. Not too sure that they're linked. Anyway, we want freedom from the Freemasons. We really want to push them into a little corner of the country, and then we'll have freedom from them. Freemasons have no right to operate secretly whilst controlling our society. Well, there you go.
They do control a lot of functions.